What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.
Opinionated, outspoken, informative. The Jaguar Journal. Your source for the latest information on Southern University sports and SWAC athletics. A Baton Rouge sports talk tradition.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. Everybody, hope you guys are having a good Saturday morning. It is cold out there. We are finally feeling those winter temperatures as things are starting to cool off. You know, I was looking at when we got to November 1, it's like, man, it sure is unseasonably warm this time of year. And now things are starting to cool off. And now I wish it to go back to being warm because, listen, I am not a fan of the cold. I may have grew up in the cold. I can tell you about the cold. That's why I tried to move down south all the way as close to the Gulf as I thought I possibly could in South Louisiana, but it didn't make no difference. It's still cold out here, man, and y'all make sure y'all bundle up today. Oh, man, listen. It is towards the end of the football season. No game today for Southern University in terms of football. Basketball is rocking and rolling, but I got a full show for you guys today. We're going to talk the Bayou Classic because it is next week. It's time for you to get your tickets if you have not done so already because, look, do not call, do not send me no inboxes, DMs, none of that about Perry. Hey, you know how I can get some tickets? Do you know about the battle bet? I promise you I got nothing for you. I'm just letting you know I got nothing for you, and I get it every year around this time. You're going to hit me up the week of talking about what you need because what you're looking for. Got nothing for you. I'm secured. I'm good. I knew this game was going to be played a year ago. I was already prepared a year ago. Why don't y'all never be prepared a year in advance when you know it's going to be played at the same time next year? It's Thanksgiving weekend, man. Every year it has not changed. Well, I'm glad to have you guys with us. A very special show today. Going to have talk the Bayou Classic on the next break. The mayor is going to be here in the studio today. Mayor Sharon Weston Broome talk to us. And just in terms of the city of Baton Rouge, it's going to be good to have her here. How about Coach Terrance Graves, Southern University head football coach, is going to join me at the 8 o'clock hour. And then around 8:15, 8:30, my man from the East Coast, Mark Gray, is going to join me. As you all know, I always look up to Mark Gray. He's one of the guys that took me under his wing, kind of just gave me the game, and he's he's very real about it, which I can appreciate honesty and the realness. I grew up watching Mark Gray back in the days of the BET, ESPN, all of that good stuff, man, when he was broadcasting heavily amongst black college sports. These days, he's hanging around, dealing a lot more with MLB, Major League Baseball, but he still has his toe dipped off into the water in the world of black college sports. So going to talk to him because he's going to be broadcasting, doing the broadcast next week for the Bayou Classic. So we'll be able to have more conversation with him, with that. My man Mike rocking and rolling. We figuring out this new program. So y'all, Mike, we good with the program? Mike said we good with the program, so you ain't going to get those same repeat if you're watching commercials. And good morning to everybody, not only in the capital city area on 107.3 listening to us. Good morning to everybody on our YouTube channel. Good to have you guys. Hit the subscribe button. Mike, I've seen it. It's going up. They're subscribing. And everybody watching across Facebook, hit that like and follow button. Let's get ready to take a break, Mike. We're going to stay on track. When I come back on the other side, we're going to talk about the Bayou Classic with my homegirl Candace, and she's going to give you all the 411 that you're going to need this week as we're headed into the big game between Southern and Grambling. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
Quincy Richard is the quarterback. And, Don, this is a man who's really changed his game from last season, and he's a graduate student as well.
Yes, he has, Bob. Quincy Richard has matured into the unquestioned leader of this Southern University offensive attack. 10 wins this season, and he set school marks for passing yards and touchdown passes. And Bobby's had a lot of help, only 5 sacks on the season.
He earned his undergraduate degree back in August. He's taking some master's classes, and he wants to be a lawyer.
Here's Richard looking at the end zone. Has a man there. Touchdown, Southern University.
Play clock down to 3. Richard gets it off over the middle. Touchdown!
Holmes goes in motion and comes set on a 1st and 10. Richard completes it. That's Ard. Ard down the sideline. He could go. And finally pushed out of bounds. Richard's run for 10 touchdowns this season. He's going to keep it. Richard goes in. Make it 11 for Quincy Richard. Richard wide open. Touchdown, Chris Davis. Oh, does he love playing football even more now?
That in the flag against Grambling, holding on the kickoff.
Richard looking deep, and it's a touchdown.
But only 3 times did he go down. Twice he ran out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. It goes down as a sack.
2nd and 8. The deep ball, and that's our man, Chris Davis, for the touchdown. Time for today's State Farm Players of the Game. And from Southern University, the quarterback, number 15, Quincy Richard. 34 of 42, 552 yards, 5 touchdown passes.
Quincy, on behalf of State Farm Insurance Companies, I want to present you with a trophy for the most outstanding player today. Congratulations.
All right, we are back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good to have you guys with us. Guess what? We're going to jump right into a Bayou Classic coming up this week. Very special guest here on the show. My homegirl. To talk to her enough, I might as well. She might as well be my homegirl right now. Hey, Candace Brock. Good morning, Candace.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm wonderful. I'm just all excited about Bayou. It's running up on us, man.
You okay? You my homegirl, huh? Can I claim you as my homegirl?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think we chatted enough.
Yes, listen, I just got through putting the PSA out there for folks. Look, they knew this game was happening a year ago, and the year before they knew it was happening a year before. Just listen, they know it's happening every year, and it never fails. The week of, hey, Perry, know I can find some tickets to the game. Hey, Perry, do you know where I can find some tickets to the Battle of the Bands? Listen, Perry has nothing. I can't get you on the sideline. I can't get you in the skybox. I can't get you walking with Candace. I can't get you none of that, okay? You're going to be on your own because you knew a year ago this game was going to happen. Why wait to the last minute? But, Candace, there are some that have waited to the last minute. And for those who have waited to the last minute, how can they get their tickets for the Battle of the Bands, the Greek show, as well as the game?
Oh, that breaks my heart to hear that anyone would wait till the last minute for such a major event like this. But if you did, we still got you. All you got to do is go to mybayouclassic.com. That's our official website. We've got all details on there. We even showcase our hotel block that you could use if you need to get special rates for select hotels near the Caesars Superdome. So go to mybayouclassic.com. Download the app. We've got an app, Perry. I mean, we're doing all we can to keep everybody in the know. The app, just go to your app store, search for Bayou Classic. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram keeps you in the know with everything new that's dropping, and we've got some big and exciting acts that I can't wait to tell you about. But go to Instagram, Bayou Classic 74, so you can see all of the events and all the other activities that are surrounding Bayou Classic. But get your tickets. You got to be in the place. This is not something that you just watch on TV. You got to be in the building so you can just feel the excitement and the energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're talking about feeling the excitement and the energy. Things kick off coming up this Monday with the Bayou Classic press conference down in New Orleans in the Caesars Superdome. And then after that, the host of events will roll on all the way into the game itself on Saturday. Let's talk about those events, and let's get started with Monday as we talk about the press conference, having both presidents, coaches, and everything else down in the city to get ready for this week.
Absolutely. So Monday, we do have our press conference meeting, and that's just a great way that we invite all of the press, and we just kick off letting everybody know that this is the big week. Bayou Classic is coming, and that'll be happening this Monday, like you just said. Then on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, we have our annual Bayou Classic Thanksgiving Day Parade. We're going to be rolling through the streets of downtown New Orleans. We start at the Caesars Superdome, and it's just a wonderful family-friendly event with signature floats, throws, and more than 40 total units. Plus, we've got participation by all of the top New Orleans area high school bands. So I like to call it just a great way to give you a little taste of Mardi Gras if you've never been to Mardi Gras. Plus, it's also just a great way to kind of round things out for Thanksgiving and, spend time with family and friends. Then on Friday, Business at Bayou. That's our Black Small Business Showcase. And it's just a great event. We've partnered with the LA Chamber of Commerce for that. That'll be happening at the Hyatt Regency, New Orleans. And so we ask that students, alumni, and all visitors, you're just invited to stop by Business at Bayou, purchase different items from various small Black businesses. And it also gives any new and upcoming small Black businesses an opportunity to network and just get more opportunities there. So that's a great event that we're very proud of. And any small Black businesses, I want to encourage you to go and check that out as well. We also have the Bayou Classic Coaches Luncheon. That happens on Friday as well. And then, of course, the biggest event of Friday, Battle of the Bands and the Greek Show, which will be featuring the third annual Bayou Classic Invitational High School Battle of the Bands. So huge thing. I want to say we've got quite a few tickets sold for this event already. So if you don't have your tickets yet, go ahead and go to the website, like I told you, mybayouclassic.com, and get your tickets for that as well. Doors open at 5. We kick off at 6. And for that event there, that's just a major opportunity for you to see both Grambling and Southern's marching bands just really showcase and strut their stuff. You know what I mean? So you want to be there for that. And then, of course, the Greek Show, which features a lot of our traditional Greek organizations across Louisiana. They get to compete for some great prizes and different education trophies and prizes as well. So definitely encourage everyone to get out there for that. We do have, I want to say, about 5 high school bands that have been invited to the high school invitational battle of the bands. And so that's a great opportunity for them to compete for an amazing array of music, educational prizes, and trophies. And what I love about it is that it really gives an opportunity for our high school band students to see what it'll be like if you attend a HBCU and continue in that band field. So I definitely want to encourage everyone with young children, bring them out to that Battle of the Bands, especially if you've got those teenagers who really aren't sure what they want to do when they graduate. Now, of course, Saturday, Perry, it's going down Saturday. You already know we've got so much happening Saturday. We kick things off early in the morning, 9 a.m. to noon, Bayou Classic Fan Festival. And I don't know if you've heard yet, but we have announced who our big performer is for the Fan Fest. Have you heard yet?
I saw one, but I'm going to let you drop the information because when I saw the name that I saw, I said, you know what, I need to hit up Candace because I'm going to be there.
You wanted to verify.
I want to verify.
Well, if you haven't heard, we are bringing the biggest boss, Rick Ross, to hit the stage for Bayou Classic Fan Fest. So I'm telling you, it's going to be big. Not only that, we also have Webby. He's going to be out there. We've got a couple of our wonderful DJs who will be spinning. Wild Wayne is going to be hosting that. We're also bringing out a local act, TV. So, I mean, man, it's going to be big. If you've never been to Fan Fest before, this is your year to come check it out. You definitely don't want to just get there in time for the game. You need to get there early so you can check out this absolutely free concert, okay? It's a free event. Like I said, we got the live music performances and entertainment. It's just going to be a great way to get you pumped before you even get into the game. And like I said, Rick Ross, that's who we're bringing to you, okay? Are you ready for that, Perry?
Oh, man, look, I'm going to have to get up early. I'm going to have to get my mind right. Are you okay? I got to get my mind right that early.
Yes, because you know it's going down. Then let's talk about the game. I got too excited. Let me tell them about the game, Matt.
And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to be overly stimulated Saturday.
But hey, it's one day and it's a great day. So just you wake up early, you get on out there, you get it all in, and now look at you. You pumped, you ready for the game. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Doors open up, I believe, at 11:30. So, man, you want to get out there for this one. It's going to be a great game. Of course, you got to have your ticket. We're expecting a lot of people to get in there. And this is a big game because both coaches are new to. We've got 2 new head coaches at both teams this year, so we're excited to see what they're going to bring to the field. And then we can't forget about the classic halftime show. Definitely going to be electrifying. That's presented by Coca-Cola. And, hey, I want to say both bands have already announced they've got some pretty big acts to hit the stage with them. So I've already heard we got Boosie stepping out for halftime. We got Jubu Smith stepping out for halftime. So there's no telling what other exciting guests you might get. Not to mention we've got Corinne Hawthorne. She'll be singing the national anthem for us, along with Blair Dot and Haley, who will be singing the national black anthem. So it's just so many things happening around Bayou Classic this year. When I say you don't want to miss this, I don't even know what else to tell you other than go to mybayouklastic.com and get your tickets.
And listen, Candace, let me tell you, the SWAC West champs playing in this game, right? Southern University taking up. Right, Grambling, they going to hate. They don't like it. They wish they was in Southern shoes, but nonetheless, this is going to be one heck of a game because I always tell people, no matter what team comes in that you think has the best record or the better record, you throw the records out the window when it's Southern and Grambling at the Bayou Classic. It is a rivalry for a reason between these 2 Louisiana schools, and it is a reason why it attracts hundreds of thousands of people to the city of New Orleans as well as millions of viewers around the world because of the intensity of this game. One last time, Candace, for me, give the people an opportunity to figure out where to go get the tickets. You know, they're going to have the last-minute folks of where they can get that Battle of the Bands ticket as well, the Bayou Classic game day ticket and hotel information.
We're going to tell you again, don't call Perry up asking for the hookup.
Do not.
You better go to the, go to the website, BayouClassic.com. That's our official website. It'll keep you in the know with all things Bayou Classic. That's where you can get your tickets to all of the events, find out more information, get the hotel block information, seating information, everything, myBayouClassic.com. And if you want to know and see in detail all of the different events we have going on, check out our Instagram, Bayou Classic 74.
That's my homegirl, Candace Brock, giving you all the information you need for the Bayou Classic. Listen, you can plan for next year. You already know it's going to happen again and again and again. It's the same time every year. It's Thanksgiving weekend, and in Louisiana, this is a tradition of families, houses divided, because on Thanksgiving, you're going to have houses full of families with Southern and Grambling alums who going to talk all that. Look, they're going to come together for that one day. But then starting Friday and Saturday, it's going to be no love until Sunday. And then whoever wins gets an entire year of trash talking at the next family gathering. So, Candace, man, I appreciate you for coming on and talking with us this morning, giving that information. I'll try to get you on again next week as we lead up into the game itself on next Saturday, because guess what? There's going to be some people who still wait till Saturday morning that's going to say, you know, I need to go ahead and get my ticket at the last second. So, Candace, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for all that you do, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
You too, Perry. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to have the Mayor President of East Baton Rouge, Sharon Weston Broome, going to be joining us. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
It's On the Yard Sports, and I'm Perry White, and what I need for you to do is go follow and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter right now.
T.R. Ricks is a fifth-year senior who's getting his first chance to drive the train that Bob talked about. And right now, he's driving it quite well because the Southern Jaguars are kicking butt in the SWAC Conference. As Bob mentioned, 6-0 overall in the SWAC, and T.R. Ricks has played so well, over 2,000 yards passing. In the last 3 games running the football, he's been over 100 yards on the ground. The respect factor that he gets from his teammates is incredible. As a fifth-year senior who's never started, they elected him captain. And the numbers he has put up are represented on your screen. 27 total touchdowns on the offense, a pass percentage of nearly 60%. He could be the SWAC Player of the Year on the offensive side.
Best, and they're going to get a huge dose of the best offensive player in the SWAC, and that being Thomas Ricks.
Yeah, what Thomas Ricks has found a way to do is just beat defenses either with his arm, with his feet, or with his leadership capabilities, finding a way to win the games late with fourth-quarter comebacks. He showed versatility and athleticism. He's a tremendous athlete that knows how to win, most importantly.
He really is a leader both on and off the field.
I just think it has come to a maturity level. I have a 4-year-old son, and, when he was born, I had to grow up fast, and, just staying in school and practicing every day, trying to get better every day, just so he can have a better future. It's just been my inspiration. So, I just think that's my motor that drives me and, keeps me in the game.
His 4-year-old son, Collier, has not missed a game this season. They throw the football around in Rick's dorm room at Southern, and he says it's great playing football with Collier. 1st and 10. Ricks. He's got Vernon. Vernon makes the catch at the 45.
They can run the entire offense with all those guys in the game.
Ricks to Vernon. 1st down. Holmes in the backfield. Ricks. 1st down. Gage on the tackle, but not until Ricks picks up the 1st down. 2nd and 7. Ricks. Overstreet's got it. Across midfield. Ricks has a receiver downfield. It's caught for a touchdown. Territory. Ricks fakes the pitch. Gets inside the 15.
He's in the type of young men that represent his philosophy in life and in football.
Ricks in a shotgun. He's going to run it out to the 10. And 2nd and 11 after the holding penalty. Sidearm toss.
All right, we are back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to everybody. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday morning. It is cold out there. My man Mike getting us together here. Good morning, everybody listening in the capital city area on 107.3 FM. Good to have you guys with us. Everybody watching on our YouTube channel, be sure to go to the Jaguar Journal YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Good to have you guys with us. And everybody on our Facebook Live, glad to have you guys with us as well. Very special guest here in the studio, because if you see her sitting right here next to me, it is the mayor of Baton Rouge, Sharon Weston Broome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us.
It's good to be here. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. I saw you speaking with the Southern University football team, giving them some words of encouragement.
Yes.
They just won the SWAC West. Southern soccer team, women's soccer team.
I know.
For the first time ever, winning the SWAC Women's Tournament Championship. What's your thoughts? There's some good things happening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the Jaguar Nation is doing it. You know, we had the women's soccer team down at the council meeting to honor them. I went out to the football field to celebrate our football team and tell them, we want them to win in the Bayou Classic. They're champions. What can I say?
Yeah.
Champions. And now the SWAC tournament. So we got a lot of positive things going on at the Bluffs and beyond.
Listen, you are now in this runoff in the mayor's race, and friends, so people around, we have conversations, and we was looking at all the names, and we was like, you think this person going to win? You think this person's going to win? How is this thing going to turn out? And it's turned out, we're down to two candidates, and one of the opponents in the race was Ted James, and just recently he has come out to endorse you. Now, I have to say, I think most of us, especially in the black community, we was like, man, how is this going to turn out? With the friendship, is it a rivalry? I didn't know what was going to happen, but it's good to see you guys come together. He has endorsed you, and I think most of all, that's how you move the city forward, no matter the differences in opinions and thoughts, that at the end of the day, you come together and say, it's bigger than me, it's bigger than you, it's about the citizens, it's about the people, and I'm glad that it's come together right here. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I said election night, Ted ran a formidable campaign. And I also said election night is time for the family to come together. And so we did have a conversation following the election. And, we both decided we're not going to rehearse the past, who said what to whom, but we are going to focus on the future and how can we move our city forward, because it's a lot at stake here. And I want to thank him for his endorsement, and I hope that his supporters are now my supporters. But more importantly, his supporters, my supporters, we're all supporters of Baton Rouge and wanting to see Baton Rouge move forward and not backwards.
Let's talk about Baton Rouge moving forward, right? You have been around in the mayor's spot for a while now. What is your perspective and your vision to move this city forward for any listeners that are out there who may still be shaky on, I don't know who to vote for, I don't know which side to go to? Hearing it from the mayor now, what does the next 4 years look like under your leadership?
The next 4 years under the Broome leadership looks like a transformative time for our city and parish. We've already invested in North Baton Rouge with projects like Howell Place. We've invested millions of dollars in infrastructure. But, Perry, I realize that when you're dealing with disinvestment that has taken place for over years, that you've got to really focus on investing in those areas. And so I want to continue to uplift the entrepreneurial spirit that exists in North Baton Rouge and South Baton Rouge. I want to make sure that our potential entrepreneurs understand the procurement process. So we're going to have some very specific seminars and information gatherings around that. Because while we now have over 25% DBE, disadvantaged business enterprises, in city parish government, investing over $55 million now with minority, women, veteran, and small businesses, I want to see that number elevate. I want to see more folks thrive and prosper. That's why I gave Southern University $150,000 and LSU $150,000 for their School of Businesses, because I want them to carve out an entrepreneurial ecosystem, and they started the work in that.
Can I get $150,000 for my entrepreneurial ecosystem? I understand. But listen, I always look back in the past, and your 2 terms, and this is coming up on a possible third
and final.
Third. Oh, you're done.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Looking back at the 2, I always ask, when you compare and contrast, what do you think you could do better moving forward just as the mayor? And what have you learned? Because being the mayor is a totally different role, right? And for you, what have you learned not only about yourself being in that leadership role of an entire parish and city, but in terms at the same time, just getting better as a mayor?
Yeah, I've learned as the mayor that you have to surround yourself with people who not only have the credentials, but who have the chemistry and who are aligned with your vision. You have to, as a, I guess I would call myself an elder in the community.
You just seasoned. You
seasoned. I like that's the word I was looking for. I want to empower people on their journey. It's not all about Sharon Weston Broome. It's about, okay, I see this person with talent. How can I be a part of empowering them and lifting them up? At the same time, though, people have to be single focused on the mission at hand. And our mission at hand in city parish government is responding to the 440,000+ individuals that we have an opportunity to change their lives. So I'm looking forward to strengthening the fabric of folks who are part of our employee base in city parish government, especially in our senior leadership space. That's one thing I've recognized that we could improve on is the staffing. The other thing, Perry, that I could have improved on is the communication. Now, that's really ironic because I'm a communicator. I have 2 degrees in communication. I know how to communicate. But, I'm the type of person that's like, one of my mantras is work hard, stay humble. But in this field that I'm in, you've got to have an information flow to the people all the time.
Yeah.
Because during the campaign, I had people come up and say, like, what have you done in 8 years? And then it makes me, like, what? Because I know we've been working, and I know, as one young lady said, we have the receipts of the work that we've been doing, whether it's been Move EBR, whether it's been navigating through COVID, whether it's been affordable housing in disinvested communities, whether it's been establishing the first supplier division process in the history of Baton Rouge. You see, there are a lot of historic things that have even happened in my administration that haven't happened in the history of Baton Rouge. And so to me, those things are game changers in and of itself. But if I may, Perry, I've got to say there is a stark contrast between Sharon Weston Broome and my present opponent. Now, we're on a sports show, so you tell me this, and I'm not in the sports chair, I'm not a sports journalist, but I know a little bit.
What's up?
So if you have an 0-25 record as a coach, the likelihood of you being promoted is not too strong. Am I right with that, Perry, or no?
You're right.
Okay. I had somebody tell me the other day, in some spaces, the likelihood of you having an 0-3 might not get you promoted.
Most coaches don't make it to 0-25. Okay, once you get to 0, you probably don't even get a chance to see that.
Yeah. So my opponent has not voted in 8 years and has missed 25 elections. And then all of a sudden, I want to be the mayor. And so I say that because it's real serious, especially for us in the African-American community that always emphasizes the need for our people to go out and vote. It's extremely important because we recognize the trials, tests, and tribulations that we have gone through to get the right to vote. And so to say, I'm sitting this out for 25 times, I don't think that sits well with the average person who understands the significance of participating in the democratic process.
You talking about participating in the democratic process. Were you shocked when you saw the final results and now into the runoff? I got to ask, honestly, were you shocked?
I wasn't shocked. But I will tell you, I think we all had, many of us, I won't say all, but many of us, for example, had different expectations of what was going to happen on the federal level.
Yeah. Yeah, you talking about looking around. Yeah, you're funny. I like that. Hey, let's do this. Mike, let's get ready to take a break. I got the mayor here in the studio with me right quick. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. And then before we close out at the top of the hour, we're going to have a little bit further conversation with you. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
All right, let's get ready to take a break, everybody. We'll be back. Stay tuned. More of the Jaguar Journal.
It's On the Yard Sports, and I'm Perry White, and what I need for you to do is go follow and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter right now.
T.R. Ricks is a fifth-year senior who's getting his first chance to drive the train that Bob talked about. And right now, he's driving it quite well because the Southern Jaguars are kicking butt in the SWAC Conference. As Bob mentioned, 6-0 overall in the SWAC, and T.R. Ricks has played so well, over 2,000 yards passing. In the last 3 games running the football, he's been over 100 yards on the ground. The respect factor that he gets from his teammates is incredible. As a fifth-year senior who's never started, they elected him captain. And the numbers he has put up are represented on your screen. 27 total touchdowns on the offense, a pass percentage of nearly 60%. He could be the SWAC Player of the Year on the offensive side.
Best, and they're going to get a huge dose of the best offensive player in the SWAC, and that being Thomas Ricks.
Yeah, what Thomas Ricks has found a way to do is just beat defenses either with his arm, with his feet, or with his leadership capabilities, finding a way to win the games late with fourth-quarter comebacks. He showed versatility and athleticism. He's a tremendous athlete that knows how to win, most importantly.
Really is a leader both on and off the field.
I just think it has come to a maturity level. I have a 4-year-old son, and, when he was born, I had to grow up fast and, just staying in school and practicing every day, trying to get better every day, just so he can have a better future. It's just been my inspiration. So, I just think that's my motor that drives me and, keeps me in the game.
His 4-year-old son, Collier, has not missed a game this season. They throw the football around in Rick's dorm room at Southern, and he says it's great playing football with Collier. 1st and 10. Ricks. He's got Vernon. Vernon makes the catch at the 45.
They can run the entire offense with all those guys in the game.
Ricks to Vernon. 1st down. Holmes in the backfield. Ricks. 1st down. Gage on the tackle, but not until Ricks picks up the 1st down. 2nd and 7. Ricks. Overstreet's got it. Across midfield. Ricks has a receiver downfield. It's caught for a touchdown. Territory. Ricks fakes the pitch. Gets inside the 15.
He's in the type of young men that represent his philosophy in life and in football.
Ricks in a shotgun. He's going to run it out to the 10. And 2nd and 11 after the holding penalty. Sidearm toss. And a nice catch. Ricks on the 1st and 10. Little draw play. Takes it outside. He's got the 1st down.
But Ricks going to take it up the middle on 2nd and...
All right, we're back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to everybody. Good to have you guys with us. Everybody listening around out there in the capital city area. Good to have you on 107.3. Everybody watching on our YouTube channel. Hey, hit that subscribe button if you tuned in this morning. Love to have you a supporter. And everybody watching on our Facebook Live, man, I have thoroughly enjoyed today's guest right here, the mayor of East Baton Rouge, Sharon Weston Broome. Let's talk about this as we continue to move forward with the conversation. Election day is coming up. Southern has made it to the SWAC championship in football. And although it is victorious and it is glorious and all of these wonderful words I can keep going with, it falls on an election day. So let's talk about the importance and you putting out the word, regardless of what side people want to vote on. Just the fact that, as you talked about, getting out to vote and what should they do if it becomes a conundrum on what should I do and how do I do it.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, this is a great weekend to go out and vote. It's a great weekend for the students. And I know that our football team and I believe our band will be in town this weekend. So I want to encourage them to go ahead and go out and vote, because you're right. We got a lot of celebrations going on. Let me just break it down. Early voting started yesterday and goes through the 30th. But Thursday is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy gobble gobble.
Yeah, it's gonna and the polls will be closed.
Mhm.
Friday, I believe the polls will be closed as well. I need to confirm that.
Okay.
They will be closed on Friday as well. So then Saturday is Go Bayou Classic,
Mhm.
right? Which is another day you can vote. But when people are getting ready for the Bayou Classic, they're going to be down there, some of them, Friday and Saturday.
Me?
And and Saturday is an election day. I mean, it is a day that we might miss because folks are at the Bayou Classic.
Mhm.
And then the final day to vote is December 7th. And we expecting our Jaguars to go get the SWAC championship on that day.
Mhm.
So I'm telling and encouraging everybody, before you get caught up in the celebrations and the holiday, go out and vote. Go vote today.
Yeah.
Go out. In fact, there's a stroll to the polls today for the Divine Nine.
All right.
Yeah, so if you're part of the Divine Nine, join that strolls to the polls.
I like that.
And there are other folks that are coming together to go and vote together. So I just want to encourage everybody, today can be a big, outstanding day. My message to everyone is let's early vote and let's wrap it up.
I like that. Listen, I know sometime you and I've been keeping up what's happening in Jackson, Mississippi. They got some issues up that way. And I know you normally do a kind of like a little rivalry thing with that mayor, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be nothing this year yet. You just let him have it. But I just want I understood in the past that you guys have kind of had a little.
We did.
You let him be these days. Let him be. Stay away from him, okay? Listen, moving forward, all right. Last thing for you, as you have the ears of the listeners across the capital city area, and we got people that listen from all over. We get Harlem, New York right here,
Oh,
St.
wonderful.
Petersburg, Dallas,
Great.
Chicago. There are people out there. So if they have family members and friends who are right here and say, hey, I was listening to the mayor this morning, call in and say, hey, man, maybe you should consider that. What would be your final message out there talking about your previous 2 terms and now moving forward for you to reel in those voters who can get out there today and put your name on that ballot?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for their support over the past 8 years. And I believe that the final 4 years will be our best years in the Broome administration and for the city of Baton Rouge. I hear a lot from individuals when I talk. And one young lady recently said to me, I want a mayor who's going to show up for me.
Okay. Now.
And you have showed up for me. And I humbly received that.
Mhm.
I have showed up for this city time and time again because I love Baton Rouge. The next 4 years, we can look forward to building prosperity through our economic development, continuing to revitalize underserved communities, improve our workforce training, and increase funding. So I'm asking everyone to go out and reelect your mayor president who shows up for you. This is the final 4 for your mayor, and let's work together to make Baton Rouge the best community possible.
Is being mayor exciting, to have power, to be able to go places and everybody's grabbed? Because, a lot of people these days, they want the fame, and sometimes fame is kind of it overlaps what you consider what comes with it is wealth. But with this position, there is power and there is fame when you go out, no matter if it's on black or white. But for you, how does that feel to be able to be in that position of mayor?
Well, for me, it's never been about the power. It's never been about the authority. I learned a long time ago, Perry, that in this role, it's about being a public servant.
Mm-hmm.
And that at the end of the day, it's not a title, it's not the power, it's not the position, but it's your genuine and authentic care for humanity that really measures your greatness.
And I like that because I graduated in political science. And so, what turned me was that whole, at that time, I was a marine biology major. Then I switched over because we was growing up in a time which Barack Obama, with his grassroots basically campaign, it started to attract me more because of the community I grew up in. There was not much in terms of a relationship of politics. And I became curious why my side of town or why certain things looked the way that it did, and I go somewhere. And I realized I had no understanding on how the world of politics worked. I didn't have any understanding in terms of policy and anything else. And so I became interested to learn the world because I realized if I don't stand up and make a change for the world that's around me, am I just going to sit back and wait on somebody else to do it for me? So when you talked about being a public servant, that's going out and listening to those who may feel like no one is listening. That's going out and seeing those who feel like nobody cares and being able to say, hey, I care, I have an ear, and because I'm in this position and the role that I'm in, I'm going to come out and do the best that I can to help you, because oftentimes there's a portion of the population who feels forgotten about, feels unheard. And it's good to have a mayor that is running again, which say the Final Four, to say, I have not forgotten, because I think when we look in Baton Rouge, it's oftentimes that people do feel like there's a portion of the population that has been forgotten about.
Yeah, I'm a public servant, not a perfect servant, but I assure you that at the heart of everything I do, is about the people.
And that's what it's all about, the people. And that's why I wanted to have you on this morning, for the people to hear and understand what it is that you do, why you do it, and why you're choosing to do 4 more years, because clearly it's not about the power. It's not about the position, but this is something that you love. This is something that you really want to get out there and do, because there is a city out there in need of good leadership, great leadership. And as you said before, nobody's perfect. With things, it comes ups and downs. It's all about how you manage those. And when you said it earlier, surrounding yourself with the best people who will be able to help you manage that situation. I like that best. And for you, last words out there about the voting and for people to vote, why they should vote for Sharon Weston Broome.
Once again, early voting started yesterday. Please go out and vote today. And remember, as you go forward, we have had significant successes and achievements, and your mayor president wants to be reelected so she can finish the job that I started.
That is the voice of Sharon Weston Broome, your current mayor, and she's looking for 4 more years. So we're going to get that 4 more years. She say the Final Four. I like that. And we got to get that on the shirt with your face, the Final Four.
Yeah.
All right, what you throwing up, you got to throw up the foes like this over there. Yeah, you got to throw
I like that.
You like that. We got to get you 4 more. So I appreciate you for coming on this morning. As always, it is an honor and a privilege to be able to have a conversation with you to talk about this city. I'm a person who is not from here, but because I moved here, Baton Rouge is now my home, and I look forward to seeing 4 more years out of you, and I hope the people get out there and do what they need to do and vote. Hey, everybody, we are at the top of the hour. I want to thank Sharon Weston Broome for coming in, the mayor of East Baton Rouge, for talking to us and being able to push forward her campaign. And for everybody else, at the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have head coach of the Southern University football team, Terrance Graves, to come in and talk to us about the Southern University football team winning SWAC West and headed to the Bayou Classic. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
Get your Butterball Thanksgiving.
Quarter with Jackson State leading 10-3. Ball's at the 31-yard line. Again, throwing the football downfield. Oh, and his receiver, Hayes, makes the catch. See you later. Touchdown, Southern. And every time you think Southern struggles, they come back, they make a play. They've done it all year long. Kick is up. Kick is good. 2nd down and a yard to go. Again, they give it to Lewis. Lewis finds room. Lewis still on his feet. Lewis making a move to the outside. He's inside the 25, the 10, the 5. What a run by Ryan Lewis. 69-yard run for Ryan Lewis. And how about this? Kicks up, kicks good. Halftime, George Johnson along with Charles Mann. Southern trailed in this football game 10-7. Then they reel off 14 straight points, and they do it with the big plays.
And that's something that we didn't think would happen, at least from Southern's perspective. They've been able to methodically go down the field on people and win ball games, not the big plays. You saw the big play by Ryan Lewis running 69 yards, the nice throw by Terrence Levy. This is something that I don't think Jackson State thought they would see in Southern either, and they go into halftime down by 7 points.
Jackson State came in the best defense out of the SWAC. And if you take a look at the highlights, you will see that this club, and I'm talking about Southern, was really able to capitalize on a couple of miscues, and the big plays are the result of it.
And this is Daniel Guy with a nice stiff arm to Bradley Pittman there. And he runs that ball 36 yards inside for a touchdown, makes it 7-3. And then Terrence Levy, quarterbacking, throws a big bomb to Michael Hayes, who gets by Richard Anderson and waltzes into the end zone for a 69-yard reception. And then the big run by Ryan Lewis, a scat back for Southern, races 69 yards for the score. And that's where it stands right now, 17-10. Southern is on top.
Passing leaders in the conference. Lionel Hayes from Grambling, your top passer. Washington second, but he's intercepted right there. This time the inside handoff,
and the ball was dropped, and Tommy Head.
Here's Taylor in the pocket, looking downfield and looking for Leroy Fields, and this one looks intercepted, and it is.
He's played a lot tougher ever since. And this is a free play for Southern.
2nd and 15.
It's a free play.
Levy completes his
It's
pass.
a free play.
Oh, and he's still up.
It's a free play.
Hayes is going to continue running inside the 10, the 5. Unbelievable Michael Hayes. Hayes now with 187 yards receiving. 169-yard touchdown, 181-yard touchdown.
And Southern's came up with all the big plays.
They lead by 14. And that one is intercepted by Darden. Darden looking for some room, and Guyan will finally drag him down. But we start the 4th right after this. 2nd down and 20 after the penalty.
Oh, he's got a man wide open.
Going into the corner. Touchdown! Reynolds attempting the point after. It's good. A 32-yard field goal. Kick is up. Kick is good.
This is a great football game.
We knew it would be, though. And Torrey Thigpen got us out of our seats.
And this is the punt return by Torrey Thigpen. We were just talking about we haven't seen him. He breaks 2 tackles and runs up the sideline. He has great blocking, but gets pushed out of bounds on about the 1-yard line.
And touchdown Jackson State.
The game is a game of momentum swings. Snap is good. The kick is up.
On driver. Yes, sir.
The ball up to the big receiver, Michael Hayes. There he goes.
Hayes makes the catch. Hayes still on his feet. Hayes looking for blocking. Hayes trying to find a hole. Hayes is still on his feet. He alley-oops. He's inside the 15 and drawn out of bounds at the 10-yard line. An I formation. Oh! Fumble Levy. He kicks it and falls on top of it.
Touchdown. Receiver that has not seen much action comes up big.
1st and 10. Washington over the middle with intercepted. On his own play of the game is Michael Hayes with 8 receptions, 266 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
And that was
the last one was unbelievable.
In the back of y'all, me and Doug about to go party with the rest of the people. All right, I see y'all.
And another interception. And there's...
All right, we are back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning, everybody. We're at the 8 o'clock hour. I am Perry White. Glad to have you guys with us. Thank you to Candace Brock coming on, talking to us about the Bayou Classic in the first hour, and as well as the mayor of Baton Rouge, Sharon Weston Broome, coming into the studio, having a conversation with me, us having a conversation about the city, where it has been, where it is going. And she says 4 more years is what she's looking for, the Final 4. So thank you to the mayor coming in, having a conversation with me. Very, very informative. And now, he is the man of the hour. He is the man of the year right now, but there's still so much more left before we go there. But I got to have him on this morning because it is best that he has an opportunity to speak to you guys, because he is the leader of the Southern University football team. And in his first year, the Southern University Jaguars have won the SWAC West title. Good morning and welcome to the show, Coach Terence Graves. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Perry. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good to have you on, Coach, this morning. All right, where do we begin, man? Here we are in November. Feel like we just got started. Feel like it wasn't that long ago in last year's Bayou Classic, because we have circled around once again a whole year. You took over this program after firing of Coach Eric Dooley. You took this team into a Bayou Classic, and you were the first coach ever to coach a team in the Bayou Classic, both at Southern and at Grambling. You win this game for Southern, and then we get the news that Coach Terence Graves took over this program. The interim tag will be off. This will be his program. Now, there were a lot of, hey, I don't know, what we should have went here, we should have went there. And I tell you all the time, Coach, I have no problem. I was one who was kind of leery in the beginning myself as well, because I just didn't know. There was a lot of question marks on where a lot of people wanted to know, how do we move this football program forward? Once you had Dawson Odoms move out the way, then you had Jason Rollins, then Eric Dooley. It seemed like there was just going to be a period of Jaguar football of that wilderness of just, where do we go? Anybody got the right directions? But it seems like we got the right direction with you, Coach. No matter what was said, no matter how tough it was, you found a way to navigate it. And I love what you say every week in your press conference. You talk about the precious present. That is something that has stuck with me every time I hear you say it, because you cannot allow yourself to go too far down the line. You have to focus on now in the moment. And for you, the precious present of when you was named the head coach and realizing what kind of job you was going to have and a fan base who was going to be after it.
Yeah, man. It's been a blessing from the beginning. It's still a blessing. I'm just ecstatic and elated to be the head football coach at Southern University. Last year, it seems like time has really flown by. It was around this time last year, or a little bit after last year, when I was named the head coach, and I remember all those things. But the thing about it, I don't take it personal. The thing that I would tell people is, it's just like anything else. Give those people an opportunity whose work and shown and proved that they're worthy to have an opportunity to lead. It's no different in the business sector, no different in the educational realm. If you have a teacher who's taught and grown and moved from a teacher to an administrator, from a vice principal, then they give them an opportunity to be a principal. It's all the same thing. It's just athletics. You reward the people who've been loyal, those people who've been productive, people who've been successful. And that's all I always talk about it. And I'm thankful and I'm blessed to have this opportunity. And it's not about me. It's about those assistant coaches and players who've entrusted in me and what my vision is and what I want to do in terms of leading them to be champions on and off the field and in the community. And those guys have bought in. And we've been fortunate to be SWAC West champions. And that's just phase one of the three phases that we set our goals on. And so it's been a whirlwind. It's been fun. It's been some ups and downs, but, in life you're going to have trials and tribulations, but you just got to continue to keep going.
Coach, when you first took over and you get the opportunity, you sit in the chair and you rail back and you're like, all right, here's my time to shine. And when you looked at this program, what was the first day like on the job when you looked at everything, you pulled it to the next page and said, all right, this is where I want to start for you. Where was it that you wanted to start?
Well, we definitely had to make sure that the staff was intact, and then we needed to make a few adjustments. And because I knew that we weren't that far off, and so we needed to make a few adjustments. And we made those adjustments, and I think one of the biggest adjustments was when I hired Coach Moore, our strength and conditioning coach. And when I hired him, and the program that he had works has paid off dividends for our football program. And if you're gonna win championships, you have to build it. And you start off with your strength conditioning coach, and he came in and he hit the ground running. And those guys, they bought in and they love it. He's a disciplinarian, but he's fair. And that's the thing about it. He's no nonsense, but he's a coach that you can sit down. They can go and sit down and talk with. He's a strong man of faith. and they really appreciate that. And they, like I said, they bought in to what he wanted them to do. And so that's what we did. We went and got a strength and conditioning coach, and then, of course, had to hire an offensive coordinator. And I didn't have to go far because I coached him and coached with him, Coach Mark Frederick. And he was over at PV, and, you know, they had just come off of a SWAC West title and championship appearance. And so I knew he and I had talked about this for years. If we ever had the opportunity to work together again and what that would look like. And so once I got him, and then I made a few other hires, of course, the addition of Coach Everett Todd, the special teams coordinator, because I was special teams coordinator. And so I had to hire someone who could coach the defensive ends, because I moved Coach Scott back to the linebackers, Coach Chris Scott. Moved him back to linebackers, and then I needed a defensive ends coach. And Coach Todd, I knew he had been my coordinator previously in school up north. So, you know, he's also been a special teams coordinator, so that was a no-brainer. And so he was at Texas Southern, and then when they made the change, I talked with him and brought him over, and he's been vital to our success. And then, of course, needed a tight ends coach, and then had the opportunity to hire former head coach Fred McNair.
That turned a lot of heads, Coach, right there when you pulled that one out, because we didn't know how that was going to work out. And when you turned that one and brought Coach McNair, I never thought I'd see the day of him being on the bluff on this side of things, but you really got people going with that hiring for you. What was that even like with that process?
It wasn't difficult at all. You know, we had played Alcorn. We played Alcorn early in the season, and Fred and I would always talk before the game, whether it was home games, whether it was away games. We've always talked. We've seen each other. Always had a lot of respect for Fred, and we were just standing out there talking. He and Coach Miller were teammates when they played some pro ball together, and we all were talking. And then Coach Miller left, and he and I we were just standing there talking. And he said to me, he said, T, he said, man, keep doing what you're doing, man, because your shot coming. He said, it's going to come sooner than you think it is. And I said what I always say, I said, man, you know me, Fred, I'm going to keep grinding until that opportunity comes. So I'm good. And unbeknownst to us, that it would happen the way that it happened. And then when me and Coach Frederick talked, and he said, I said, man, you think Fred would come and be a part of the staff? And Coach Fred just said, well, let me call him. So he called him, and he said, I got some things in the works. He said, but tell T, don't forget about it. I said, okay. So he and I talked. He said, T, I got some stuff, but give me about a week or so, and we'll see what happens. I said, okay, cool. So I just so happened to be in a meeting with A.D. Banks at the time. I got a text message about a week later. Said, Coach, don't forget about me. I said, man, we good. He said, we'll talk a little later. So we talked that evening, and we sat down and talked. And said he'd talk it over with his wife, and he'd get back with me in about 24, 48 hours. He said, Coach, I'm coming on to the bluff, Coach. For us to have an opportunity to work together, I would love it. And so, and that's what we did. And I tell people all the time, relationships matter. And so having a relationship and, having relationships with people and being respected by people, it really works. It works out that way. And then I tell people all the time, I'm very blessed to have 3 head coaches on my staff. And, a lot of people would say, well, I heard it all. Man, I don't know if I would have done that. You might be hiring your replacement and this, that, and the third. And I don't coach looking over my shoulder.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, if you're gonna ever be great at something, you got to surround yourself around great people.
Iron sharpens iron.
So exactly. So and you know, Coach McNair, Coach Todd, Coach Totten, those three head coaches have been instrumental in helping me move this program forward. You know, I lean on them for ideas, or I say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What you think? How did you approach this situation? How did you handle that situation? And the insight that they give me, you know, is valuable. And so it works. I'm not one that's afraid to ask questions. I'm not one who's afraid to ask for help. And I lean on those guys and the entire staff. Hey, is it a better way to do it this? Hey, I'm thinking about doing it this way. What do you guys think? And then, you know, we go from there. And a lot of times we all thinking pretty much the same thing, or it's a similar deal, or, you know, they may have a better way. And I say, hey, you know what? I like y'all way better. Let's do it that way. And so that's just how I am, and that's how we work as a staff.
Coach, you got a second to hang on. I got to take a break, and we come back on the other side. All right, if you're tuning in, that is the voice of Coach Terrance Graves. He is the head coach of the Southern University football team. Have him on this morning. Let's get ready to take a break, and we come back after paying some bills. We're going to continue this conversation, so you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. More to Jaguar Journal.
Quincy Richard is the quarterback. And, Don, this is a man who's really changed his game from last season, and he's a graduate student as well.
Yes, he has, Bob. Quincy Richard has matured into the unquestioned leader of this Southern University offensive attack. 10 wins this season, and he set school marks for passing yards and touchdown passes. And Bobby's had a lot of help. Only 5 sacks on the season.
He earned his undergraduate degree back in August. He's taking some master's classes, and he wants to be a lawyer.
Here's Richard looking in the end zone. Has a man there. Touchdown, Southern University.
Play clock down to 3. Richard gets it off over the middle. Touchdown.
Holmes goes in motion and comes set on a 1st and 10. Richard completes it. That's Ard. Ard down the sideline. He could go. And finally pushed out of bounds. Richard's run for 10 touchdowns this season. He's going to keep it. Richard goes in. Make it 11 for Quincy Richard. Richard wide open. Touchdown, Chris Davis. Oh, does he love playing football even more now?
That in the flag against Grambling, holding on the kickoff.
Richard looking deep, and it's a touchdown.
But only 3 times did he go down. Twice he ran out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. It goes down as a sack.
2nd and 8. The deep ball, and that's our man, Chris Davis, for the touchdown. Time for today's State Farm Players of the Game. And from Southern University, the quarterback, number 15, Quincy Richard, 34 of 42, 552 yards, 5 touchdown passes.
Quincy, on behalf of State Farm Insurance Companies, I want to present you with a trophy for the most outstanding player today. Congratulations.
All right, we are back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning, everybody. I'm Perry White. Glad to have you guys with us, all the love and support. Hey, good morning, everybody in Talk 107 Radio Land across the capital city area right here in Baton Rouge. Good to have you guys with us. everybody on our YouTube channel. Listen, I always get a new city. We get D.C. They say, hey, I'm in D.C., I'm tuning in. Miami, Florida, St. Petersburg, Harlem, New York, even in the building. Chicago, we get Dallas, New Orleans, everybody down in New Orleans, and everybody across the United States. Good to have you guys with us. You'll be amazed at the power of the internet and the way that this shows work, because we do radio, but at the same time broadcast on our YouTube channel. So go hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Hit that subscribe button on the Jaguar Journal YouTube channel, as well as go over on the Jaguar Journal Facebook page. If you're watching it live there, hit that like and follow button. Hey, just do it all. Hit the subscribe, like, and follow button, or just simply turn your radio up. Good to have you guys with us this morning. Special guest here on the show. He is the head football coach of the Southern University football team, my man Terrance Graves. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Good to have you. All right, I got to ask you this, all right? You guys have one more game before you wrap it up, and you know this game oh so well at the Bayou Classic. But let me ask you, what have you learned about yourself this year as a head coach through all the ups and downs of what a season brings? We started the season on the road at McNeese. Special teams kind of fell apart, right? You come home, you get Savannah State. We go on the road. It's a tough one at Jackson. Then you get an overtime thriller at Prairie View. Then Nichols, I just forget about it. Then we come back, it's another overtime thriller. Just the ups and downs of a season for you as a head coach. What have you learned?
I learned a lot of patience, a lot of resilience. And it's allowed me to really, lean on those things that I've learned, those things that I've gone through as a player, as a coach. And the game of football really doesn't change, Perry. And you just have to trust and believe in those things that you've learned. And I've I had a chance to see that from the head coach's seat this past season. And you just can't go. You got to have a sense of balance. You can't go too far one way, too far the other way. You got to stay even keeled as much as you can. And you got to continue to pour into your players, and you have to demand that they continue to do what you ask them to do and know what they can do. And so when you do that, you give yourselves an opportunity to be successful. I never, that's why, you never heard me give a prediction. People want to, well, coach, what do you think the record's going to be? Well, the goal is to win every game. Now, is that going to happen? We'll see. That's why you play the games. And so, and as I told the players, I said, hey, man, our goal is to go in to win every football game. Now, how we play will determine whether we do that or not. And then when we came up short, it wasn't a situation where the sky is falling and, you walk around mad all week long and the whole nine. What you have to do, you have to just go back and correct it and figure out what you did wrong and don't do that anymore and do the things that you do well, continue to do well. And I got that a lot of that from Coach Richardson when I played for him and even when I coach with it. You can't let the game beat you twice. And, I've seen the growth and development over the years in myself, and it's allowed me to be able to turn the page a lot easier, because when I was younger, losing was something that I did not handle well. I still don't handle well, but I've learned how to cope with it. And I know that we got to turn the page and move forward and work to get better. So those are the things that I've learned over this course of this year.
That's good to have that step back, look in the mirror, evaluate yourself, and just realize, with all things in life, there's a process. And that's the same thing that you teach these young men, that there's a process and it's a way of how you're going about doing it. And the only way you can teach that and show that is if you do that by an example, by the way that you process things. And what I got to ask, because processing and looking at this as a head coach, offense has seemed to be a struggle. You guys have gone through making changes through the offensive line. You have gone through not caring about which quarterback is which we're just going to put the best guy out there. What is it like sitting in that room and you looking at this staff saying, hey, fellas, we got to figure this out from the O-line to the quarterback room to whatever, you as a head coach, and for the fans out there saying, hey, 1 week is Noah, next week is T-Set, the next is Jalen Woods, or just looking at that offensive lineman. I think that's the best part of what I've seen are the adjustments, and that the fact that you and this staff not afraid to put somebody out there.
Well, one thing, I've always been the type that you got to be able to make adjustments. And you can't be so hell-bent on your scheme or what you want to do. It's always about what your players can do and how well they can do it. And, going into the season, we only had one returning starter on the offensive line. Even though we brought in older guys, we brought some guys in the spring, and then we brought guys in the summer, and those guys had a chance to work together. But, you never know how those guys are going to work until you get into the live action. And then, of course, excuse me, the quarterback situation, 2 redshirt freshmen. Noah's a junior who's played some over the course of his career, but, again, still hadn't had a whole lot of time. So, brand new offensive coordinator, new system, And so we knew that we had a chance to be really good, but we also knew that in game situations, we had to get to the game situations in order to figure out who we are and what we were. And so in that, you have to always be willing to make the necessary adjustments. And I think that the offensive staff, though we struggled, but we've also gotten better week after week. And that's the thing. And we made the necessary adjustments to give ourselves an opportunity to compete for a SWAC championship, to win the West and compete for a SWAC championship. So hats off to those guys because, again, in this game, in this profession, egos or the super ego runs rampant for a lot of people. And I'm just so grateful that that our coaches don't allow the super ego to get in the way of what they're doing. And they're willing to make the necessary adjustments. Whatever we had to do, that's what we've done, and it's paid off for us.
Here we are, the precious present. I'm using your stuff against you. Well, with you. Ain't no against, we together. We're coming into the Bayou Classic. You know it better than anybody. You are the only coach to ever coach at the school up north, as you call them, and at Southern, and get a victory at both. And now for the first time, without an interim tag, you take in a program. Now, we have had this conversation before, keeping a team focused as they head into the next game. And even though the SWAC West has been clinched, it's still business in front of you. What is your message to the team this week leading into the Bayou Classic to say, let's not overlook it, because it easily happens, and we see it all the time across sports, where people overlook the next opponent because they're looking at the bigger picture instead of taking it day by day?
Well, I think it's exactly what you said. Living in the precious present is the most essential thing. Grambling is the next opponent, and it's a big game because it's the next game. It's also a big game because it's the Bayou Classic. It's a big game because it's the state championship. All those things make it a big game. So nothing else matters other than the Bayou Classic. And I think what helps our team stay focused is more so now is the Bethune-Cookman game. That game and how that game ended allowed those guys to understand that you can't look ahead. You got to live in the precious present. You got to live in the moment, and you got to focus on the opponent that you're playing at that time. And I think that game was a huge bonus for us in terms of focusing and staying the course and focusing on who you're playing in the here and now. Because I said it. I felt like those guys had looked ahead because of all the scenarios that they had heard and what they had read and seen on television and on social media. And, as much as we tried to guard those guys against that and really focus and lock in. Human nature sometimes, especially with youth and inexperience, those guys get excited. And again, I think that game was a huge help for us because last week I felt like the guys were really locked in and focused on the opponent, which was UAPB. And so, it's no different this week. They know that this is the in-state rivalry game, the championship game. And I can tell you all week those guys have really been locked in and focused on assignments and things of that nature, watching film and paying attention and talking about what Gramblin's doing in all three phases of the game. So when you hear that and you see that, you just got to continue to push that and make sure that we echo those things so that those guys understand what we need to do next Saturday.
That is the voice of Terence Graves. He is the head football coach of Southern University. Jaguars wrapped up with a 39 victory over my hometown, Pine Bluff, last weekend. My mom's alma mater of UAPB. They get the SWAC West Division title. Grambling State is the next opponent for next week's Bayou Classic. Huge rivalry game down in New Orleans. And then, of course, December 7th, the SWAC championship game has been set. It's going to be Southern and Jackson State. Jackson State in a hell of a game today in their own rivalry against Alcorn. Coach, I appreciate you for coming on this morning. Coach, always, man, congratulations. I thank you, man. Hey, you talked about building those relationships. That's one of the things between you and I, just having our conversation, sitting down, talking, man. A relationship has been built, man, and I appreciate all that you have done to restore the order here at Southern University this year and keeping it going because we all know the job is not done. You said we just had phase one of the 3-part goal. There's still 2 more parts to go, but just to even check off phase one, that's a start. So, Coach, man, appreciate you for all that you do, man. And look, like you say, stay living in the precious present and just continue to try to go 1-0 each and every week.
Thank you, Perry. I appreciate you allowing me to have an opportunity to come on and speak this morning to the Jaguar Nation. We look forward to seeing everyone next Saturday in the Superdome. We're going to need your support. We're going to need your energy. We look forward to it. It's definitely a help, the 12th man for our guys. And we appreciate everything that everyone's done for us and all the support that we have this year. We're not done yet. We're not finished. But we certainly want to give everyone kudos for being so supportive of what we've done thus far.
I'm going to have my hat cocked to the side ready to go next week, Coach. You know what? I may find a flag. Hey, I may run the team out. I don't care. Whatever. Hey, I'm feeling good, baby. Hey, you got me feeling good again, and I appreciate you because you got me feeling good. You have the Jaguar Nation feeling good. And when we get to feeling good, hey, it's no stopping us. So, man, I appreciate you, Coach. Thank you, man.
All right. Go Jags.
Go Jags. All right, everybody, let's get ready to take a break. We'll come back and continue to show us my man Terrance Graves, the head football coach at Southern University. Stay tuned. More of the Jaguar Journal.
It's On the Yard Sports, and I'm Perry White, and what I need for you to do is go follow and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter right now.
T.R. Ricks is a fifth-year senior who's getting his first chance to drive the train that Bob talked about. And right now, he's driving it quite well because the Southern Jaguars are kicking butt in the SWAC Conference. As Bob mentioned, 6-0 overall in the SWAC, and T.R. Ricks has played so well, over 2,000 yards passing. In the last 3 games running the football, he's been over 100 yards on the ground. The respect factor that he gets from his teammates is incredible. As a fifth-year senior who's never started, they elected him captain. And the numbers he has put up are represented on your screen. 27 total touchdowns on the offense, a pass percentage of nearly 60%. He could be the SWAC Player of the Year on the offensive side.
Best, and they're going to get a huge dose of the best offensive player in the SWAC, and that being Thomas Ricks.
Yeah, what Thomas Ricks has found a way to do is just beat defenses either with his arm, with his feet, or with his leadership capabilities, finding a way to win the games late with fourth-quarter comebacks. He showed versatility and athleticism. He's a tremendous athlete that knows how to win, most importantly.
He really is a leader both on and off the field.
I just think it has come to a maturity level. I have a 4-year-old son, and when he was born, I had to grow up fast, and just staying in school and practicing every day, trying to get better every day, just so he can have a better future. It's just been my inspiration. So, I just think that's my motor that drives me and, keeps me in the game.
His 4-year-old son, Collier, has not missed a game this season. They throw the football around in Rick's dorm room at Southern, and he says it's great playing football with Collier. 1st and 10. Ricks. It's got Vernon. Vernon makes the catch at the 45.
They can run the entire offense with all those guys in the game.
Ricks to Vernon. 1st down. Holmes in the backfield. Ricks. 1st down. Gage on the tackle, but not until Ricks picks up the 1st down. 2nd and 7. Ricks. Overstreet's got it. Across midfield. Ricks has a receiver downfield. It's caught for a touchdown. Territory. Ricks fakes the pitch. Gets inside the 15.
He's in the type of young men that represent his philosophy in life and in football.
Ricks in a shotgun. He's going to run it out to the 10. And 2nd and 11 after the holding penalty. Sidearm toss. And a nice catch.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is the Jaguar Journal. I'm Perry White. Good morning to everybody on Talk 107.3 FM around the capital city, Baton Rouge area. Good to have you guys with us, everybody listening and watching on our YouTube channel. I just saw Atlanta is checking in this morning. Good morning, Atlanta. I like the way that's Atlanta. All right, not Atlanta. It's Atlanta. Good morning. Good to have you with us checking in over there. As I say always, you'd be amazed at the people that we get checking in on our YouTube from all across the United States. Because this show, although it is local, it's one of the reasons Mike and I have worked hard to make sure we continue to try to grow this thing. We got a new program here in the studio as well that my man Mike is over there mastering. Look, he's getting it together as the weeks go on. He's getting better with it as well. But we wanted to grow this thing because, in the early days when it was flooding, I would get people say, man, look, y'all come on early. Because I remember we were on Thursday nights when we were over on ESPN 104.5, right? We had good drive time on the way home, but then they moved us over, and then we was on 107.3, and then we 7 to 9 on a Saturday, and I would get it all the time. Man, I missed the show this morning. How can I go back and listen? You know what? We made it simple for you. We created the YouTube, we created the Facebook, and it took some time, and it took a long time for me as I continued to preach. Hey, we should do this. Hey, we should do this. This is why we should do it. And now that we're doing it, it has grown the Jaguar Journal bigger and better than what it has ever been in the history of the Jaguar Journal, because now the Jaguar Journal is no longer just here in Baton Rouge and in the surrounding area. It is nationwide. That's what we have done with the Jaguar Journal. We've grown it bigger and better, and it's 20-plus years of it being on the air, one of the longest, if not, I believe, the longest show, sports talk show, especially black folks, because guess what? Did y'all know, and Mike knows, I believe I am the only black person in this entire building that actually has a show. Isn't that pretty interesting? Maybe it's not, maybe it is. But in this whole guarantee broadcast media, it's just me doing the Jaguar Journal. And the fact that we're not just local, that we are national because of the power of the social media, and that's what we are growing this thing, and that's what I love about it. And I love you guys because I see the support. I see the love on the Facebook side. I see the love on the YouTube side, and we are continuously growing. And I get the love from the radio side. Shout out to my man, Trevor. He's listening. He said, hey, man, you got to listen out of me. I enjoyed it. My man, Trevor, out there listening on the radio side, and everybody else, man. I appreciate you guys because at the end of the day, you know why I do this, because of my love for not only this city, but my love for Southern University, my love for the SWAC, my love for football, sports, and everything else, and my love for you guys, because somebody got to sit here and tell it to you. And as I'm about to tell you right now, 8:37 a.m. here in Central Standard Time, let's go back and look last week across the SWAC, right? We had some games in Week 12. Let's talk last Thursday. Alabama A&M and Grambling. Grambling goes on the road to Alabama A&M. Grambling is up in this game. 17-3 blows a lead, and Alabama A&M and Connell Manor and the Bulldogs win it 22-17 on national television on ESPN on last Thursday. Then we roll on. This was supposed to be the game that everybody in the preseason said was going to be for the SWAC West, because guess who was picked above Southern? Alcorn and Prairie View, two teams everybody had put on the pedestal to say they're going to be playing for the SWAC West. And guess what? It was playing for nothing last week in Prairie View because the SWAC West was right here in Baton Rouge, baby. Alcorn gets the victory 26-13 over Prairie View. Here's another one. Jackson State goes on the road to Alabama State and Montgomery. A hell of a game. Both teams struggle. How about Alabama State? Only 4 passing yards in this ball game, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it correct. Only 4 passing yards for the Hornets. But yet it was their defense that gave it a tough day to Jackson State. Jackson State gets a safety late in this ball game, and they seal the deal as well as win the SWAC Eastern Division title by beating Alabama State 16-10. Then you have Texas Southern and Bethune-Cookman. Interesting matchup. Bethune-Cookman pushed Southern, gave Southern all they can handle in 5 overtimes. And Texas Southern has been a team right there chipping away. And my, oh my, do I know they go back and look at that botched punt against Southern that ultimately sent that game into overtime, and Southern ultimately won it. That changed a lot of the landscape moving forward. But looking at these two teams, I think when you see it could have flipped the coin, it could have went either way, and the coin landed on Texas Southern. They won 17-14. I told you before, Southern wins 31-9 last week. And in the upset of the year, ladies and gentlemen, how about Coach Kendrick Wade and the Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley State? They came into this game, had not won a game all season. Oh, and whatever the record was, that's all you need to know. And they go on the road, and they go to Bragg Memorial Stadium. So let me paint this picture for you guys. Florida A&M and Bragg Memorial Stadium. Florida A&M had a 23-game home win streak. They had not lost a game at home since before COVID. They had one of the longest winning streaks in the nation, period, at home. I don't care what level you on. They had one of the longest home winning streaks, and guess what? Valley came into this game with a streak of their own. They were on a 15-game losing streak. So you have one team on one end with a 23-game home win streak, and you have another team kind of just staggering into this game with a 15-game losing streak. You know who broke all the streaks? Mississippi Valley. They broke Florida A&M's 23-game home win streak, and they broke their own streak of losing 15 consecutive games as they earned their first victory on the season, winning 24-21 over Coach James Colsey and the Rattlers of Florida A&M. Shout out to them. I mean, a huge shout out, because once again, I thought it was something wrong with the ESPN app. I thought it was something wrong the week before when I saw Prairie View beat FAMU. Then this week when I saw Valley, I said, hell no, something is going on in ESPN. Somebody did the score wrong. Somebody got it wrong. I had to wipe my eyes. Then I had to concur with somebody else. And guess what? As we confirmed, Valley gets it done. Now, let's look at matchups today around the SWAC, right? We're already in week 13 of SWAC football. Big game today. Prairie View goes on the road and takes on Alabama State. Prairie View won this game last year and wrapped up the SWAC Western Division with a victory over Alcorn State as they got that one last year. Alabama A&M goes on the road to Mississippi Valley. I'm out of Valley's way. Kendrick Wade, hey, Cornell Maney, you better watch yourself, because right now Valley may just get you up at Ida Bena, but that should be a good one, not a good one. 1-10 Valley versus a 5-5 Bulldog Alabama A&M. Hey, my man Charlie Neal is up in Pine Bluff. I made sure we were on the local news, the radio station on 99.3 up in Pine Bluff yesterday. Charlie and I talking. I said, man, let's make sure we give my man Charlie Neal a turkey leg, because every time he comes to Pine Bluff, he hits me up and say, hey, I'm in your neck of the woods. And I put out the PSA for everybody to bring him a turkey leg. So I said yesterday, we're going to put you on the radio. So I made sure the whole Central Arkansas yesterday on 99.3 heard Charlie and I to make sure they bring him a turkey leg. That game is going to be broadcast on HBCU Go today. It's going to be Texas Southern taking on Pine Bluff up at 2 o'clock. Pine Bluff 3-8, Texas Southern 4-6 in this ball game. Let's move on. Right up the road, rivalry. I was going to head there this weekend today, but I just had a lot going on. I was down in New Orleans last night. I had a second-round playoff game last night that I didn't get home to nearly a little bit after midnight by the time. That's why it was rough on me this morning. Had to get down and officiate a playoff game down in New Orleans, and they kind of threw me off of everything. But I was going to head up to Lorman, Mississippi, as Jackson State and Alcorn, hey, the Soul Bowl when it is played up on the reservation used to be the Capital City Classic when they did it every year in Jackson, but Alcorn said, nah, man, bring this on back to our campus. We got to make this campus of the stadium, because Jackson clearly don't have a stadium on their campus, but Alcorn does, Jack Spink Stadium. And this is going to be at 2 o'clock ESPN Plus, a hell of a rivalry game. Throw out the records in this one. Although Jackson State has already wrapped up the SWAC East, they had some suspensions last week because of an altercation at the end of the game with Alabama State. Alcorn State comes into this one, nothing more than to beat Jackson State and to clear out their winning streak. I know that's what they want to do, is Alcorn in this one 6-5 as they're going to end the season. Jackson State already has their date set at home against Southern on December the 7th as they come in this game 9-2. And then the Florida Classic between Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman. A month ago, I say this would have been Florida A&M's. Bethune-Cookman may just upset these folks today, the way Florida A&M has been playing. The FAMU Rattlers on a 2-game losing streak, having lost to Prairie View, having lost to Mississippi Valley. And you look at the way Bethune-Cookman has been playing, I think they can hang with the Rattlers, and this should be one hell of a game. 2:30 kickoff today, ESPN Plus. It is the Florida Classic, one of the biggest classics, one of the biggest FCS football games in the nation, annually having between 50 to 70,000 people over in Orlando, Florida for this huge rivalry matchup. And this is going to be a good one this year because it actually seems like Bethune-Cookman has a chance this year, and it's just not Florida A&M's. And so that it will wrap up your Week 13 games to watch out. Everybody playing early, even Alabama and Valley at 12 o'clock. Let's get ready to take a break. We come back on the other side. As the mayor said, 4 more. I'm going to throw them foes up because we're going to get ready to close it out. All right, y'all stay tuned. More of the Jaguar Journal.
Please consider making a donation.
It's On the Yard Sports, and I'm Perry White, and what I need for you to do is go follow and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter right now.
Talk about offense, we talk about Southern, and it begins with their passing game.
Tom, beyond potent, we're talking about high-octane, we're talking about fast break, we're talking about 41 points a game, some 500-plus yards since Terrance Levy has taken over this offense.
Because that young man doesn't drop any ball.
With the legacy that you started here, you got to feel happy to see it continue on with Doug Williams.
Ball now back at the 22-yard line. Levy, no pressure at all. Touchdown, Ingram. The Bayou Classic. Levy on a first and goal play. Throws a touchdown. Grambling comes with a blitz. Levy steps in the pocket. And his pass is caught. One-handed grab.
Sort of in the middle of the road of the SWAC, but immediately they jump on the Jackson State defense. And here's Levy rolling out. And the pass is caught. Ball is at the 31-yard line. Again throwing the football downfield. Oh, and his receiver, Hayes, makes the catch. See you later. Touchdown, Southern.
If you're going to get, I got some free tickets. Look out for it, brother.
Going downfield. Oh, and what a play by Southern.
Score. He's played a lot tougher ever since. And this is a free play for Southern.
2nd and 15.
It's a free play.
Levy completes his
It's
pass.
a free play.
Oh, and he's still up.
It's a free play.
Hayes is going to continue running inside the 10, the 5. Unbelievable Michael Hayes. 3rd down. And 23 for a first. Levy over the middle. Nice pass that time. 2nd and 20. Levy doesn't have to get it all, but he's going to have to pick up some yards. Here he is throwing. Nice catch made.
The receiver, Michael Hayes. There he goes.
Hayes makes the catch. Hayes still on his feet. Hayes looking for blocking. Hayes trying to find a hole. Hayes is still on his feet. He alley-oops. He's inside the 15 and drawn out a foul.
Touchdown.
The backfield. Plenty of time for Levy across the middle. Has his man at the 15. You know, I don't know if you want to break the spirit of Terrance Levy or not. Here he wings one wide open down the middle and a one-handed grab made.
The way. 3rd down in 4. And here's Lewis off the catch. Lewis still on his feet. And Lewis is streaking down the sideline. Touchdown.
All right, we're back. It's the Jaguar Journal. Good morning, everybody. Talk 107.3 FM around the capital city, Baton Rouge area. Good to have you with us here on the radio. Turn your radio up. I always tell people we are a radio-first show, not YouTube and social media. We are right here in the capital city of Baton Rouge area. Good morning. I saw someone say Lafayette. We see Atlanta. Always, no matter where you are, normally Miami, St. Petersburg, Florida, Dallas, Chicago, Harlem, New York, wherever you may be this morning. And now we got the complete East Coast because my man Mark Gray is on joining me this morning. Mark, good morning.
What's the deal, Pete, man? You know, every once in a while when you turn the corner down the old age route, you leave your phone in your car, so I owe you one.
Hey, it's all good, Mark. Look, I got you on, man. Listen, the Bayou Classic coming up, man. You're going to be doing some work this weekend.
That's right. We got the call on HSRN. It'll be on Sirius XM, but you can follow me on the HBCU Sports Nation fan page. As soon as we get the channel that we're going to be delivered on, I'll be posting that this week. But I'm definitely looking to come down there and hit a few of the spots. And say it, has Willa May closed?
I don't know. We got to figure that out when we get down there, Mark. You know, I don't go to New Orleans as much as I used to. I done got a little older, so I sit down a little bit now. I don't really be out. But this weekend, we're going to find out a lot because you remember that time, it was like 2 a.m. You and I got out and got something to eat one time. We ate that black and catfish po' boy. Remember that?
Yes, I do. That was at Daisy Dukes, wasn't it?
Somewhere around there. I was 2 a.m. I don't remember. I just know, man, look.
Hey, look, I took the wife down to Daisy Dukes last year for the hangover special, you know, the alligator omelet.
Uh-huh.
You can't go wrong on after Saturday night having a good morning breakfast with some gator and an omelet. I'm all in.
I'm all in this year. Once again, this is my man Mark Gray, man. I always tell people I grew up listening to him. You, George Johnson, my man Charlie Neal, all you guys were influential to me. And y'all brought up the young guy and Jay Walker. He was the young guy to all of you guys because you guys have been doing it. Charlie with Lynn Barney and all you guys. But you're going to be on the call again for the Bayou Classic this year for the people who want to hear that and want to listen to my man Mark Gray. Mark, tell them again where you're going to be and how they're going to be able to hear it.
We're going to be on Sirius XM Coast to Coast. I don't have the channel yet, but we're also going to be streaming live at hsrn.com. And hopefully you get the chance to come past and spend some time with me. And I got Mo Carter from Southern University who will be having color analysis for me again. It's kind of become a thing now. Me hooking up with you and hanging out with my other part of the Southern fam, that being Mo, and kicking it in the Big Easy. It's to a point right now where there's no place that I would rather be on the planet Thanksgiving weekend than in the Bayou with my Southern fam.
You know what's funny? What's funny, I get text calls all the time from family members, and because I'm the only person in my family in Louisiana. And the rest of my family have no clue about Southern and Grambling. My mom has come to be a Southern fan because of me. I've opened the door, but everybody's always, what are you doing Thanksgiving weekend? Don't ask me that. I said, it is now a tradition. I'm in New Orleans. Don't ask me nothing about coming nowhere else unless y'all want to come to New Orleans. That's the only way you're going to get me because it is tradition. And I know nothing else more moving forward in my life than to be in New Orleans doing Thanksgiving weekend, enjoying Southern and Grambling because it is the happening. It is the who's who. It is the what of what, and there's nothing like it, Mark.
And it's so important this year to really, sit back and embrace it because of the climate of the nation right now. Everything is an unknown after January 20th. This is a social celebration of, people who are proud of their heritage and concerned as an American that various celebrations like this that have been part of our culture for now more than a half century are in danger. So it's a very special, weekend coming up for me. I hope there are many, many more, but you don't know what's behind door number 3. So let's relish and embrace it and have a great time and be safe and celebrate all the work that legends like Ace Mumford and Eddie Robinson and, Pete Richardson put in to make this a great event. This is as much a part of our African Americana as anything that we got in our life. We have to cherish and protect it. And in many respects, dog, I consider myself a caretaker in this event. I remember the first one, you know, I was living in Baton Rouge at the time, and it was a big deal at Tulane Stadium. Then you go over to the Superdome. I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity. And for some people, it's even better when Southern wins.
And for me, it's even better when Southern wins. Mark, hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. Mark, let the people know where they can find you and keep up with you.
Remember, become a part of the HBCU Sports Nation family on Facebook. I'm still doing my thing for MLBBro.com, covering black and brown Major League Baseball players. And soon to be on a cable or podcast channel near you. And that's all I'll say about that.
That's my man, Mark Gray. Mark, appreciate you this morning, man. See you next week down in the Big Easy, baby.
Hey, baby, can't wait.
That is my man, Mark Gray. Good to have him on this morning with us. Hey, everybody out there listening, I hope you enjoy your weekend. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you, because I won't be on here to tell you that on Thanksgiving Day, but I will be down in New Orleans next week for the Bayou Classic. So I'll be out of the studio. Listen, Mike going to be holding it down. He's going to hold it down. I'll be on the road, so y'all bear with me next week. I told you Friday nights I don't get into a lot. But Bayou Classic Friday night, I do my best to keep myself in a good place to get up and get you guys ready for the Bayou Classic that morning. Try to have some good interviews set up and lined up for you guys. Get your tickets. Candace told you, get your tickets, man. Don't call me. Don't send me no messages on Facebook, no DMs, no nothing. I got nothing for I can't get you on the sideline. I can't get you to walk in with the band. I can't get you on the bus with Coach Terence Graves. I can't get you in the box up there with Mark Gray and the rest of it. I can't get you nowhere. I'm telling you, I'm tapped out. Now, if it's at Southern, you can holler at me. Maybe I can find a ticket or two for you and help you get. But it's Fort Knox at the Bayou Classic. Hell, I'm lucky if I'm good at the Bayou Classic, okay? So I got nothing for you. Get your hotel, get your tickets, get everything that you need, and then prepare for that travel December the 7th up to Jackson State for the SWAC Championship. Go ahead and get your tickets now. SWAC Championship tickets are on sale for the Southern Jackson matchup December the 7th. I just want you guys to understand, get your tickets. I think they have parking for sale. I'm not sure where that's at now, but you want to go ahead and just be proactive. Get what you need to get now instead of waiting at the last minute. You already know we're going to New Orleans, and then guess what? After New Orleans, we're going to Jackson, Mississippi, and then after Jackson, Mississippi, we're going to Atlanta. So there's a lot of travel coming up for you, Jaguar Nation. I'm just letting you know. We got phase one out the way. We the SWAC West Division champion. I want to thank Candace Brock coming on, talking to us about the Bayou Classic today. The mayor, Sharon Weston Broome, coming on and explaining, get out and vote starting today. Early voting started yesterday. Go vote, people. I shouldn't have to say that. Go vote. You got nothing to do today, and if you do have something today, make some time to go vote. The polls are going to be closed on Thursday and Friday of this week. Happy Thanksgiving. I want to thank Coach Terence Graves coming on, the head coach of Southern University football, as he prepares his team, and my man Mark Gray, who's going to be on the call. Hey, man, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed and happy weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble to everybody out there from me and Mike and here, the Jaguar Journal crew, my man CJ Gidger and everybody. Hope you have a great and a safe holiday. We'll see you down in New Orleans next week for the Bayou Classic. Hey, it's see you same time, same place next week, because guess what? It's the Jaguar Journal. Love you guys. What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.